Toujours je fais le même vœu, sur terre déesse au ciel, un Dieu, un homme désire pour être heureux, sur terre déesse au ciel, un Dieu. Years may come, years may go, this I know will e'er be so. The reason to live is only to love a goddess on earth and a god above.
Did you write this, Lancelot?
Yes.
Why do you always write about you? Why don't you ever write about me?
Well, I can't write about you. I love you too much. Shani, I should leave you and never come back. I've said it to myself day after day, year after year. But how could I? Well, look at you. When would I? If ever I would leave you, it wouldn't be in summer. Seeing you in summer, I never would go. Your hair streaked with sunlight, your lips red as flame, your face with a luster that puts gold to shame. But if I'd ever leave you, it wouldn't be in autumn. How I'd leave in autumn, I never would know. I've seen how you sparkle when fall nips the air. I know you in autumn, and I must be there. And could I leave you running merrily through the snow, or on a wintry evening when you catch the fire's glow? If ever I would leave you, how could it be in springtime, knowing how in spring I'm bewitched by you so? Oh no, not in springtime, summer, winter, or fall. No, never could I leave you at all. If ever I would leave you, how could it be in springtime, knowing how in spring I'm bewitched by you so? Oh no, not in springtime, summer, winter, or fall. No, never could I leave you How much do you think Arthur knows?
What is there to know? Desire without hope, love without loving.
Why does he never leave the castle without one of us with him? There are rumors in every corner of every hall. Surely he must have heard them. Jenny, what if they erupted into accusation?
There is a court of law now, Lance. There can be no accusation without evidence. And there is no evidence, and never will be. Is it time to go, Lady Anne?
Yes, milady.
I have the most thrilling engagement this afternoon, Lancelot. I'm giving prizes at the cattle show. I can't wait to see who wins.
Oh, I have the list of winners for you, milady.
The Aberdeen Angus for a change. I'm so pleased for him. He's been working so hard and losing for years to the Shorthorns. Thank you for waiting with me, Lancelot.
Well, thank you for allowing me, milady.
Ah, Camelot, where the king gives freedom and the queen takes liberties. You poor things. Perhaps we can arrange a little rendezvous for you.
Oh, Penny, have you seen Lord?
He just left, Your Majesty. He was here with the queen.
With the Queen? You are not a member of this court. How dare you enter these grounds unannounced?
But I was announced, my lord. Did the Chamberlain not say there was a young man from Scotland who wished to bring you greetings?
And were you not informed that all visitors are to return tomorrow afternoon?
I shall be busy tomorrow afternoon.
My Jove, what impertinence! You must be taught a lesson!
Keep away, don't touch me, I'm unarmed!
Oh, Penny, call the guard! Have this impertinent young idiot thrown out.
That's not a very kind way to treat the son of Queen Morgause. Yes, Your Majesty. I am Mordred.
Mordred, wait, Penny.
Your Majesty.
Leave us, Penny.
Well, I'll be waiting nearby if you need me, Arthur.
I bring you greetings, Your Majesty, from Queen Morgause and King Lot.
Mordred, I had lost track of the years. I had no idea that you had grown to manhood. Please rise. I trust that your mother is well.
The Queen is splendid, as ravishing as ever, which is not surprising. Vigilant selfishness is wonderful for the skin. I've been wandering about the castle. It's quite grand, really. I love the way you've mixed English with French. Very tasteful.
And what brings you to Camelot, Mordred?
A desire of blood, Your Majesty. I've followed my brothers here. Half brothers. Oh, they'll be so miserable to see me again. Do you know what they did to me once? Mother had a youth potion that took off 10 years. When I was 9, they gave it to me to make me -1.
To visit your brothers, whom you detest, seems a rather odd reason for so long a journey.
And there's you, Your Majesty. As I was saying, I kept asking Mother why King Lot despised me so. And one day, not long ago, she told me the marvelous news. He's not my father. How once, when she was visiting England, she met an attractive lad named Arthur, invited him to her room, and bewitched him for the night. Is that the way the story goes, Your Majesty?
Yes. That's the way the story goes.
You can imagine her surprise when later he became the king of all England.
Aha! Aha! Ah. Oh, yes, I can imagine her surprise. And now that you're here, what are your plans?
That's for you to decide, Your Majesty.
Of course it is. Here is what I suggest. Here is what I offer. Here is what I... You will remain here in Camelot and become a knight of the Round Table. You have youth, brains, and proper heritage. Much can be done if you apply yourself.
How generous of you, Your Majesty. I can think of nothing that would please me more than to gain your confidence.
Oh, I am certain of that. I shall be watching you carefully, Mordred. Very carefully indeed, to see that you deserve it. Tonight, you will dine with the Queen and me. We'll try to get to know you better. Tomorrow, your training will begin. But I must warn you, Mordred, favoritism will not be shown. The right to knighthood must be earned by virtue and proper deeds.
I shall try, Your Majesty.
No doubt you will. And Mordred, you will not turn your back on me. And you will leave when I tell you. I'll have you know that I am a civilized man with occasional lapses. The adage, blood is thicker than water, was invented by undeserving relatives.
Virtue and proper deeds, Your Majesty. Like what? Courage, my lord. Purity and humility, my liege. Diligence, charity, honesty, fidelity. The 7 deadly virtues. No, thank you, Your Majesty. The 7 deadly virtues, those ghastly little traps. Oh no, my lord, they were not meant for me. Those 7 deadly virtues were made for other chaps who live a life of failure and ennui. Take courage. Now there's a sport. An invitation to the state of rigor mortis. And purity, a noble yen. And very restful every now and then. I find humility means to be hurt. It's not the earth the meek inherit, it's the dirt. Honesty is fatal. It should be taboo. Diligence, a fate I would hate. If charity means giving, I give it to you. And fidelity is only for your mate. You'll never find a virtue unstatusing my quo or making my Beelzebubble burst. Let others take the high road, I will take the low. I cannot wait to rush in where angels fear to go. With all those 7 deadly virtues, free and happy little me has not been cursed!
Good evening, Billy. Good evening, ma'am. Arthur, I must speak to you about Mordred.
Mordred, must we speak of Mordred? Tonight's the first night in a month he hasn't been here for dinner, and not having him here makes it seem like a party.
Arthur, I implore you, get rid of him, and quickly. Arthur, he's setting night against night. He's bent on the destruction of the table, and I'm beginning to believe he may achieve it.
I know, Lance.
Arthur, you've got to face it. You've sired a snake.
He'll stop at nothing to destroy you, to make his inheritance come faster, no matter how or through whom.
Then we must make certain that our passions do not destroy our dreams. We must make certain that he is not given the opportunity.
But let him cross my path, and so help me, I'll run him through.
He will not, Lance. He won't harm him, I forbid it.
But he's your mortal enemy.
He's still my son!
Lance, despite all logic, I can't stop hoping that there is still some good in him that I can reach. Besides, we've got civil law here now. We can't take that law back into our own hands. If he violates the law will deal with him. I must have your word on that.
If that is what you wish, Arthur, you have my word. Good night, ma'am. Good night, Perry.
Good night, Lancelot.
Perry, tomorrow let's go hunting. I could do with some fresh air.
Now that is a better idea than your court of law. Good night, ma'am. Good night, Arthur.
Arthur, would you like to be left alone? You spend so much time alone these days.
No, Jenny. I would like you to stay. Please stay. Stay.
Arthur, I hope you suffer no guilt over Mordred. I feel nothing for him, and neither should you. After all, you're not the first king to have one of those things running around.
Well, I do feel nothing for him. There's no mistaking the fact he is a venomous specimen.
Amen. Well, there's one thing I can say for him. He's bound to marry well. Everyone is above him.
Ah, Jenny, even if he were banished, he would still remain a constant menace to the throne and a threat to us. Oh, Jenny.
Oh, that dreadful boy. One more added burden we could well do without.
It's one burden we cannot avoid.
Royalty never can. Why is that, Arthur? Other people do. They have ways and means of finding respite. What do they do? Farmers, cooks, blacksmiths. What do the simple folk do to help them escape when they're blue? The shepherd who is ailing, the milkmaid who is glum, the cobbler who is wailing from nailing his thumb. When they're beset and besieged, the folk not noblessly obliged, however do they manage to shed their weary lot? Oh, what do simple folk do? We do not.
Once along a road, I came upon a lad singing in a voice 3 times his size. And when I asked him why, he told me he was sad, and singing always made his spirits rise. And that's what simple folk do, I surmise.
They sing.
I surmise.
Arise, my love, arise, my love. Apollo's lighting the skies, my love. The meadows shine with columbine and daffodils. What else do the simple folk do? They must have a system or two. They obviously outshine us at turning tears to mirth, have tricks a royal highness is minus from birth. What then, I wonder, do they to chase all the goblins away? They have some tribal sorcery you haven't mentioned yet. Oh, what do simple folk do to forget?
Often I am told they dance a fiery dance and whirl till they're completely uncontrolled. Soon the mind is blank and all are in a trance, a violent trance astounding to behold. And that's what simple folk do, so I'm told.
They dance.
So I'm told.
What else do the simple folk do to help them escape when they're blue?
They sit around and wonder what royal folk would do, and that's what simple folk do. I have it on the best authority.
Yes, that's what simple folk do.
Arthur! Where are you? Yeah. Oh, come along, Arthur. There's no partridges here. No self-respecting bird would be caught dead in a place like this.
Wait, Pelly. Wait. Hello! Hello!
Hello.
What? Pelly. Echoes never forget, Pelly. This is where I grew up. This was Merlin's schoolhouse.
This? Schoolhouse? Most depressing halls of academia yours truly has ever seen. Oh, what could you possibly learn in a place like this?
Well, if I told you how Merlin taught me, you would not believe it.
Of course I believe it.
By turning me into animals and birds.
And don't believe it.
It's true. Here I was a fish, and a hawk, and a unicorn. Oh, Pelly, the forest was so young then. It was all filled with pink, green, blue, yellow, gold, and wrapped in sunlight.
Well, Arthur, you stay here and have your little class reunion. I'll just go and shoot a bird. Oh, I only hope it won't be you.
Merlin. Merlin! Merlin! Merlin, show me how to think! Merlin! Merlin. Merlin. Merlin! Merlin, how big a fish am I? I've just seen a big fish eat a little fish. Am I the dinner or the diner?
What have you seen, Arthur? Think. What have you learned?
Oh, nothing very much. Except that big fish eat little fish like they do everywhere else. And that's not right, is it, Merlin? Merlin! Merlin, I don't like this pond. Hook me out! Change me into a hawk!
Look down, Arthur. What do you see?
Trees and fields.
Can you see where Camelot ends and the next province begins?
Of course not, Merlin. There are no boundaries up here. There are no boundaries anywhere.
If you can see them on the ground and you can't see them in the air, then what do you know as a hawk that you didn't know as Wart? Think, Arthur.
I'm not thinking, Merlin. I'm gliding. The wind is taking me higher and higher and higher. Oh, God, it's so beautiful up here. Merlin!
Good afternoon, Your Majesty.
Merlin! Mordred, what are you doing in the woods?
Following in your footsteps, Your Majesty. Isn't this the legendary forest you've told me about so often?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Have you come to gather a few stray nuggets of wisdom you may have left behind?
Wisdom, joy, call it what you will. Merlin! Mordred, come. Come sit beside me. Mordred, I don't claim to have remembered everything that Merlin taught me, but this I do remember. Happiness, he said, is a virtue. You can't be happy and wicked. Triumphant, perhaps, but not happy. Now, if I could teach this to you and make you believe it, Then at last you will be my son.
Are you happy, Your Majesty?
Yes.
Is the Queen?
Yes.
And Sir Lancelot?
What are you implying?
Nothing, Your Majesty. It is simply that I did not realize that deception and hypocrisy were candidates for the badge of happiness. You wish me to be your son. No more than I. Then prove to me I am wrong. Give your son the lesson of his life and show me how virtue can triumph without your presence.
Return to the castle. Inform the court that His Majesty will be hunting throughout the night and will not return until mid-morning.
Yes, Your Majesty. I shall deliver your message at once.
Lance, Jenny, be wise. Be wise. Oh God, God, send an angel to the castle and tell them to be wise. Be wise.
Jenny,
Lance,
I saw your light in the window. I tried to stay away.
did anyone see you?
No, no one. The castle is dark. I was careful. Jenny, don't be afraid.
But I am afraid.
We're alone, I swear. No one saw me enter. Jenny, Arthur's hunting through the night and what?
We're not alone, are we, Lance?
We are. We are.
We're not. Here you are at last with your arms around me, and the first thing we think of is him.
But you love me, Jenny.
Oh, I do. I always will. Night after night I've thought of you here and wished for it with all my being. But now, suddenly we are less alone than ever.
But why?
Can't you see the shadow that's come between us? It's wider than the sea. It fills the entire room. Perhaps it would have been better had we not said one word to each other at all. I loved you once in silence, and misery was all I knew, trying so to keep my love from showing, all the while not knowing you loved me too. Yes, loved me in lonesome silence, your heart filled with dark despair, thinking love could flame in you forever, and I'd never, never know the flame was there. Then one day we cast away our secret longing. The raging tide we held inside would hold no more. The silence at last was broken. We flung wide our prison door. Every joyous word of love was spoken. And now there's twice as much grief, twice the strain for us, twice the despair, twice the pain for us, as we had known before.
Jenny, it's because we're here in Camelot, that everything is so wretched.
No.
Jenny, come away with me now to joyous God. Let us have it open and above board at last.
I have told you 1,000 times I will never leave Arthur, ever. Now let us hear no more about it.
But this agonizing torment, day after day, year after year. Would God I had your talent for acceptance, your invincible English calm.
Oh. The insensitivity of sensitive men. Always they suffer so much. They can suffer nothing for others. Do you think you're the only one in torment? I am just as tortured, just as anguished as you. But what would you have us do to this man we both love? Run away, leave him, make him publicly miserable? Force him to declare war on you, where either one of you, if not both, would be killed, as well as hundreds of others? What kind of heartbreaking solution is that?
Forgive me, Jen. Forgive me. I shall never mention it again. I swear. Nor shall I come to you again. I swear that too.
Once, have we no more tender words to say to one another? The silence at last was broken. We flung wide our prison door. Every joyous word of love was spoken. And after all had been said, here we are, my love, silent once more, and not far, my love, from where we were.
Lancelot! Don't touch your dagger! I accuse you of treason and order you both to stand trial for your crime. Surrender in the name of the king!
Mordred! If I escape, I shall come and rescue you. If I am killed, send word to joyous God. Someone will come.
Out the room, down the hall, through the yard to the wall, slashing fiercely left and right, plans to escape them and to flight. On a day dark and clear, came to trial Guinevere, ruled the jury for her shame. She be sentenced to the flame. As the dawn filled the sky, on the day she would die, there was wonder far and near. Would the king burn Guinevere? Would the king let her die? Would the king let her die? There was wonder far and near. Would the king burn Guinevere?
What a magnificent dilemma! Let her die, your life is over. Let her live, your life's a fraud. Now, which will it be, Arthur? Kill the queen or kill the law?
The jury has ruled. Let justice be done.
She must burn, she must burn, spoke the king. She must burn, and the moment now was here for the end of Guinevere. So the walk bowed her head, to the stake she was led.
The Queen is at the stake, Your Majesty. Shall I signal the torch, Your Majesty?
In his grief, so alone, from the king came a moan.
I can't let her die.
Well, you're human after all, human and helpless.
Shall I signal the torch, Your Majesty?
Lords, come save her!
And skyward days by pounding roar, and suddenly through the dawn an army began to pour.
Arthur, an army from Joyous Guard is storming the gate. Shall I double the guard? Arthur, you're inviting a massacre.
Save her, Lance! Save her!
Can you see your goodly Lancelot murdering your goodly knights, Arthur? Your table is cracking, Arthur. Can you hear the timber split?
As a sword fell the dead, as the yard burst his head, countless numbers left his spear, as he rescued Guinevere.
Change me into a hawk! Fly me away from here!
What a failure you are, Arthur! How did you think you could survive with a being as ruthless as I?
Most of the guard is killed, Arthur, and over 80 knights. They're heading for the Channel. I'll make ready the army to follow. Arthur, we want revenge!
Oh, God, is it all to start again? Is my almighty thing at peace to end so soon? Am I back when I began? Am I? Am I? Am I? Was it to create a mirage called hope and ideals? Barbarism is the natural state of man. What good is reason if it doesn't touch the heart?
Jenny, he's here.
Was either of you hurt in the escape?
Untouched, Arthur.
Arthur, we want to return with you to England. No matter what the cost, we've got to make things right.
This war will do horrible harm to the table, Arthur. We must stop it now before it grows.
Arthur, let us pay for what we have done.
At the stake? No, I won't take you back. I shan't let you return. For what end? Justice? They have forgotten about justice. They want revenge. Revenge. The most worthless of causes. It's too late, Lance. The table is dead. It exists no more.
What?
Over half the knights were killed in the yard. Some have escaped with Mordred to Orkney, I suppose, to raise an army against me, and the rest are in their tents, itching for dawn, cheerful to be at war again. It's those old, uncivilized days returned once more, those dreadful days we thought we'd put to sleep forever.
It's your wish, Arthur, that this dread battle go on?
No, it is not my wish, Lance. It is not my wish. But I can think no longer what to do but to ride the tide of events. Oh, God, God, all we've been through for nothing but an idea, something you can't touch or taste, smell or feel, something without substance, life, reality, or memory. The charade begins soon. You must go back to Joyous Guard.
Jenny is not at Joyous Guard, Arthur. She stays with the Holy Sisters. Is there nothing to be done?
There's nothing to be done but play out the game and leave the decisions to God. Go now. Go, go, please, please go now. Go. Lance. Lance. You must go too, Jenny.
I know. So often in the past, Arthur, I would look into your eyes, and there I would find forgiveness. Perhaps one day in the future it'll be there again. But I won't be with you. I won't know it.
Oh, Jenny. 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 Goodbye, my love.
Oh, Arthur, I see what I wanted to see.
My dearest love. Who's there? Who's there? Come out. Come out, I said, come out.
Forgive me, Your Majesty. I was searching for the Sergeant of Arms and got lost. I didn't wish to disturb you.
Who are you? You ought to be in bed. Are you a page?
I stowed away on one of the boats, Your Majesty. I came to fight for the Round Table. I'm very good with the bow.
And do you intend to kill people with this bow of yours?
Oh, yes, my lord. A great many, I hope.
And supposing they kill you?
Then I shall be dead, my lord. But I don't intend to be dead. I intend to be a knight.
A knight?
Yes, my lord, of the Round Table.
Well, tell me, when did you decide upon this non-existent career of yours? Was your village protected by knights when you were a small boy? Your father, did he serve a knight? Or your mother, was she saved by a knight?
Oh, no, my lord. I had never seen a knight until I stowed away. I only know of them, the stories people tell.
And from the stories people tell, you wish to become a knight. Tell me what you think you know of the knights and the Round Table.
I know everything, my lord. Might for right, right for right, justice for all. A round table where all knights would sit. Everything.
Come here. Come here, my boy. What is your name?
It is Tom, my lord.
And where's your home, Tom?
In Warwick, my lord.
Now listen to me, Tom of Warwick. You will not fight In the battle tonight, do you understand?
Yes, my lord.
You will run behind the lines, hide in a tent until the battle is over, return to England alive, to grow up and grow old.
Yes, my lord.
And for as long as you live, you will remember what I, the king, tell you, and you will do as I command.
Yes, my lord.
Each evening from December to December, before you drift asleep upon your cot, think back on all the tales that you remember of Camelot. Ask every person if he's heard the story, and tell him strong and clear if he has not, that once there was a fleeting wisp of glory called Camelot. 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 Now say it out with love and joy.
Camelot! Camelot!
Yes, Camelot, my boy. Where once it never rained till after sundown, by 8 a.m. the morning fog had flown. Don't let it be forgot that once there was a spot for one brief shining moment that was known as Camelot.
Arthur!
Give me my sword, Pelly, and my crown. Kneel, Tom. Kneel. Thank you, Pelly. With this sword, Excalibur, I knight you, Sir Tom of Warwick, and I command you to return home and carry out my orders.
Yes, my lord.
What are you doing, Arthur? Arthur, you have a battle to fight.
Battle, Pelly. I fought my battle. I won my battle. Here is my victory. What we did will be remembered, Pelly. You'll see. Now run home, Sir Tom. Behind the lines.
Yes, my lord.
Who is that, Arthur?
One of what we all are, Pelly. Less than a drop in the great blue motion of the sunlit sea. But it seems that some of the drops sparkle, Pelly. Some of them do sparkle.